Jerusalem, Palestine, a city unlike any other on earth, a city that had witnessed prophets, kings, emperors, and conquerors, a city whose stones carry the weight of thousands of years of history, tears, and prayers. To the Jewish, it was the city of King David and the Temple of Solomon. To Christian, it was the city of Jesus Christ, where he was crucified, buried. And to the Muslim, it is the blessed land of Al-Aqsa, the first Qibla. The blessed land mentioned in the Quran, the place of Isra and Miraj, the night journey of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The name Jerusalem itself has carried many meanings through time. In ancient texts, it was called Jerusalem, meaning city of peace. But this city has never seen any peace at all. For centuries, Jerusalem had been fought over. The Babylonians had destroyed. The Persians had ruled it. Alexander Greeks marched upon it. The Romans rebuilt it in their own image, and the Byzantines made it a Christian stronghold. In today's vlog, we uncover the real historic journey of how Jerusalem, Palestine, was conquered again and again in four defining eras that shaped the world to its core. Number 1. Islamic conquest under Hazrat Umar Ibn 637. When the Islamic world expanded after the passing of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Byzantine Empire still ruled the Holy Land. For centuries, Jerusalem stood as the heart of Christian, but also as the land of prophets honored in Islam. After victories in Yarmouk and other battles, the Muslim forces marched toward Jerusalem not for power, but because it was the first Qibla and a land deeply connected to Islamic faith. The Byzantine governor of Jerusalem refused to surrender except to the Muslim Khalifa himself, a remarkable moment in history. And so, Umar Ibn Al-Khattab left Medina with only one servant and one camel, no royal escort, no army behind him. When he entered Jerusalem, he entered not as a king, but as a servant of Allah. The Christians expected a mighty emperor. Instead, they saw a man with patched clothes, dust on his face, and justice in his heart. Umar signed the famous Ahd-e-Umar, guaranteeing protection to churches, religious communities, and lives of all civilians. No war crimes, no destruction, no temples burned. The Muslim conquest of Jerusalem became one of the most peaceful transitions of power in world history. It marked the beginning of an era where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived under one administration in relative harmony. This moment defined why Islamic rule over Jerusalem became legendary in history. Number 2. The Crusader storm, 1099. Nearly 4 centuries after Muslim rule had brought stability to Jerusalem, a new storm began brewing far away in Europe. The continent was gripped by religious tension, political rivalries, and widespread fear of losing Christian influence. In this atmosphere, the Pope issued a call that would echo across kingdom, a declaration of a holy war that reclaimed Jerusalem. It was a message that united nobles, knights, and ordinary villagers under one banner, steering both faith and fanatism. And so began a massive march across continents, tens of thousands traveling on foot through frozen winter, deadly desert, and unfamiliar land. Many died along the way. Those who survived arrived in 1099 as soldiers hardened by suffering, mentally exhausted, and driven by a burning belief that taking Jerusalem would become cleanse their sins and fulfill a divine promise. What followed remained one of history's darkest chapters. When the Crusaders breached the city wall, order collapsed instantly. For 2 days, Jerusalem witnessed scenes of devastation rarely recorded in history. Streets overflowed with bodies. Entire Jewish community were burned alive inside their holy city. Muslims who sought refuge within the Holy halls of Masjid al-Aqsa were slaughtered. Historians from both sides describe the city as a river of blood. For the next 90 years, Crusader king ruled Jerusalem under strict military control. Towers were rebuilt for defense. Churches were restored and glorified. The Dome of the Rock, a symbol of Islamic presence, was transformed into a Christian sanctuary. Islamic learning, administration, and culture were pushed out, replaced with European rule and heavily fortified castle. The Crusader conquest of 1099 reshaped politics, faith, and the balance of power in the region for generations to come. Number 3. Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi. After decades of Crusader control, a new leader rose in the Muslim world. Salahuddin Ayyubi, a man known for his wisdom, patience, and justice. But before he even thought about marching toward Jerusalem, Salahuddin understood something important. Jerusalem could not be liberated by a divided Ummah. So he spent years bringing different Muslim regions together, ending internal conflicts and uniting people under one purpose. His moment finally came at the Battle of Hattin in 1187. On a scorching summer day, Salahuddin's strategic planning destroyed the Crusader army that had ruled Jerusalem for nearly 90 years. When the Crusader fell at Hattin, the road to Jerusalem opened wide. But it was what happened next that made Salahuddin a legend in both Muslim and Christian history. Unlike the brutality shown during the Crusader conquest, Salahuddin shows mercy. There was no mass killing, no burning of homes, no revenge. Families were allowed to leave safely. Prisoners were released for small ransom. Churches were respected and protected. Even Christian writers praise his kindness. When Salahuddin entered Jerusalem, he reopened Masjid al-Aqsa after 88 years. The city was cleaned, restored, and the Adhan echoed again, returning the sound of worship to the heart of the city. Salahuddin's victory was more than a military win. It was a moral victory. Under his rule, Jerusalem once again became a place where Muslims, Christians, and Jews could live with dignity, safety, and respect. Number 4. The Modern Conquest, 1997 to present. For over 700 years, Jerusalem was under Muslim rule, most of that time part of the Ottoman Empire. But everything changed during World War I, when the Ottomans were defeated and the British Army entered Jerusalem in 1917. Under British rule, the Balfour Declaration promised a homeland for Jews in Palestine. This made a new type of conquest, not by armies and sword, but through politics, migration, and settlement. By 1948, after large-scale migration and rising tension, Israel declared its state, leading to the Nakba, when hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced. Jerusalem was divided: West Jerusalem under Israel, East Jerusalem, including Masjid al-Aqsa, under Jordan. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel captured East Jerusalem, gaining full control of the Old City, Al-Aqsa, and the Dome of the Rock. Since then, the city has been a focal point of political and religious tension. Today, Jerusalem holds deep meaning for all faiths. Muslims see it as the first Qibla and the land of Isra Miraj. Jewish revered it as the site of ancient temples. Christians honor it as the city where Isa alayhi salam walked. For Israel, controlling Jerusalem is also about history, identity, and legacy, making it one of the most contested cities in the world. Every conquest of Jerusalem tells a story of faith, of blood, of hope, and of human destiny. Empires rise and fall, kings live and die, but Jerusalem remains the heart of the world, beating with the prayers of billions. If you enjoyed this story of Jerusalem,